Sandy Steinman here, President of Background Checks Express, your one-stop source for accessible, accurate, and affordable background checking. We spent the past several weeks looking at various recent lawsuits brought against employers based upon either negligent hiring, which is when an employer hires an employee who has not been appropriately background checked, injures a customer or someone in the public or another employee, or suits for failure to comply with the Fair Credit Reporting Act, especially involving employers who fail to get the employer's approval on the correct release and disclosure form, or failing to send out the required pre-adverse action notice when a decision has been made not to hire an employee after background checking. And you know what? These never end well, ever. But let's just take a few minutes. We've seen some of the results, but let's review why employers utilize pre-employment background checking. First, it really does discourage applicants with something to hide. Just having a pre-screening program is likely to discourage an applicant with a criminal background or with falsified credentials, and falsified credentials are big today. It helps to eliminate uncertainty in the hiring process. You'll find that a lot of employers have learned the hard way that you just can't rely on gut instinct when making hiring decisions. Just ask me and take a look at my video called The Story of Milton, which cost my company nearly $100,000 and just about cost me a job. Concrete information is a major ingredient necessary in making a good hiring decision, and that's what you want to do. It certainly demonstrates due diligence, and due diligence is the one major defense against a negligent hiring lawsuit. Here's the deal. Employers have a reasonable duty of care in hiring, and that means that you as an employer must take reasonable steps to determine whether an employee is a good fit for a specific job and whether or not he's going to be a danger to somebody. A perfect example of what happens is the case of the healthcare provider in Massachusetts who hired a home healthcare aide to take care of a 32-year-old paraplegic and his grandmother. They made this decision without any pre-employment background checking, and the applicant about a month later was terminated. He showed his displeasure by murdering the two people that he was responsible for. There was a negligent hiring lawsuit, which was a lay-down hand, no-brainer, and it cost the healthcare company in excess of $30 million. That's right, $30 million. A reasonable background check, the expenditure maybe of $50, would have discovered that this person had recently been released from prison because of crimes of violence. And finally, it encourages honesty in the application of the interview process. As an employer, you'll find that just having a background checking program will encourage applicants to be more forthcoming about their history. I mean, think about it. If you're being interviewed and you know that your background is going to be well looked into, if there's anything that's at all interesting there, you're going to bring it out in the interview. And that's what you want. Is background checking a guarantee that every bad applicant will be found or uncovered? Well, unfortunately, no. But it certainly shows that you perform due diligence, and that really does give you great comfort in that you've done everything you can do to be sure that there's no reason not to hire this individual. And that's important. If you're an employer, I hope you'll follow this series of videos, because what you learn here could well keep you out of court, and that is our mission. If you have any question about pre-employment background checking or the Fair Credit Reporting Act, or want to learn how you can ensure that your background checking is FCRA compliant, or want to learn how you can avoid those negligent hiring lawsuits that employers lose 79% of the time at an average cost of over $1 million, just feel free to call me now at 844-SCREEN-NOW. That's 844-727-3366. In the meanwhile, be safe, hire safe, and I'll see you in the next video.